Yeah, glad you're here. We can get started, and more people join, the better. Please, share this Twitter space, and the goal is to keep growing every single week that we're here, and strengthen our community. So, hello everyone. This is Jeral Rodriguez, Customer Success Manager at DeFiner, and your host for this, your DeFiner Live Twitter space, where we talk about the latest updates on everything DeFiner, who we are, why we do what we do, and what we're doing to give you the best DeFi experience in the industry. For your information, this space is a place where we not only talk about DeFiner's current developments, future plans, and so forth, but also, and I think most importantly, this is a place where DeFiners can connect with each other, with our team, and with the broader DeFi and crypto community. So ultimately, this is a space for you. For those of you who are joining us now during the live session, or who will join us after, we want to start by saying both welcome and thank you. Great to have you in this conversation, and thank you for being part of this wonderful community. I want to start by saying, kind of sending my apologies on behalf of my colleague Ying. Ying won't be able to make it today because of personal matters, but no, she would have loved to be here with us. But I'll be your host and covering for her today as well. Next time, I'm sure she'll be with us too. She is our partnerships lead, and great individual, great to work with, and we're both working together to expand the DeFiner ecosystem and bring you the best possible experience with DeFiner. Now, before we dive into our conversation for today, we want to remind our listeners, all of you, that we will have an open floor section during and after the updates. So please keep your questions, your comments, remarks, all of that in mind. Also, this session is being recorded. It will be posted on our YouTube channel for those of you who are joining us after the live event. So this is something that you have access to later on. So post your questions and opinions in the comment section as well, so that we can review and then get back to you. Again, this is a space for everyone, and we would certainly love to hear from you. So I will unmute you at certain parts of this conversation to just talk about a few things, right? I want to hear from you and know what your thoughts are, and help you grow and get your feedback, right? We're always getting feedback from you, our community, our DeFiners all over the world. So before we dive into what or how you can get involved in this industry, Web3, it's time for a quick product update. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced that our dev team was working on the Binance chain integration. Well, I'm pleased to say that the integration has been completed. So very excited. The hodler market is now officially available on 4 chains. So, I'm excited to see the projects that will be coming and being onboarding onto the DeFiner hodler market in the coming weeks and months. So, please, follow us and be alert, so that you can be notified of any, new partnership announcements, any new pools that you can be interact with, get involved with, like support your favorite projects via the hodler market, and then you can lend, borrow, earn, hodl in a way that is permissionless, configurable, in a way that works for you. So we'll keep in touch with our community, with all of you, to give you the latest updates on the hodler market. So that's exciting news. And also other news, our video on the hodler market use cases is now available on our YouTube channel. So you can go on our YouTube, DeFiner, search for on YouTube and look for our channel, has our logo on it, subscribe, and watch our video on the hodler market and other videos that we have on there for you to get familiar with our platform, what we're doing to better serve the DeFi and Web3 community as a whole and different chains. So great. So let's start, right? So we named this space "How to Get Involved in Web3 Hassle-Free," because personally, I know how intimidating this industry could be, right? Like Web3 is new, is growing. You hear people talk about DeFi, talk about crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We had the merge recently, and sometimes it's hard. It's the terms and lingo are different. The knowledge and expertise required may vary. Although you might have that knowledge and expertise, and you probably don't know about it, but you might have it. And I think this industry is for everyone, right? So, but for the average individual, right, it could be a bit scary to dip your toes, so to speak, into this new and growing space. But if you are here, that means that you can, right? You can be and get involved, and you're here because you want to learn how. So here we'll break a few things down for you today so that you can feel empowered and motivated to take the Web3 bull by its horns and ride it around your crypto ranch, so to speak. So let's get started, right? The big question, right? What's the big question that we're trying to solve here? And that is, so the big question, what is one of the easiest ways for you, right, and for me, the average person, to get involved in Web3? The simple answer, right? The simple answer is industry events, right? Attending Web3 industry events. If you have attended industry events, I want you to react to this message, a thumbs up, a clap, or put down in the comment section that you have attended and which event you have attended and how was your experience. Put it down in the comment section below, and I want to hear from you. I want to know what your thoughts are. But for those of you who haven't attended events, crypto events, or that have but didn't feel very comfortable, you're probably thinking, like, why would I go to a Web3 event? Like, you have to spend tons of money, time, to just go see a few people, talk about their projects, and get some free swag. Like, is it worth it? So if this is the way that you're seeing crypto events, I would suggest, like, you might be getting a few things wrong. It's not all wrong, but I want to suggest a new perspective of looking at them, at crypto events, right? So, because attending one is, quite frankly, one of the easiest ways to get involved in the industry, because you're already there, and you're mingling with people that are in the industry, that have a say, that have decision-making authority. So, and I have this question, right? So have you ever had this burning desire to go to an event, and once you see, like, you kind of do some research about it, right? You want to learn more, and once you see the price, right? The price of the event, like the people there, you kind of like, you feel let down, right? You feel let down by it, like as if a bubble just popped in your head. You're like, oh man, like the projects here are great. It's a great opportunity for me. But when you see, like, oh, the entrance price is this much, right? You're like, oh man, like this sucks. And then you kind of choose to do other things instead, but you still want to be there. So trust me, these events can get a bit pricey, and many of us, perhaps you can't afford that. But what if I told you that, the secret, right? The secret to attending and getting your foot in the door, right? And this is simple. The secret is simple. And that is go. That's as simple as that, just go. Go to the event. You don't have to either buy a ticket or to attend the event itself, right? Sometimes the tickets, you get inside of the event where the booths are or the speakers. But sometimes, without a ticket, you can go there, and there are a few things that you can do to get involved that don't require you to go inside and just sit down, watch people talk or whatever, which is actually not really efficient if you think about it. Some people just do that, which is good to kind of learn a bit about the industry, but if you really want to get your feet wet, right, you want to get involved, the most important part of the event are the people, right, and the connections that you make. That people are not just in a venue, they're elsewhere as well, and you can catch them in other events. So I'm just going to give you a few tips and tricks of the trade so that you can make the most out of your Web3 event experience, for you to come in to own your thing, right? So as I do this, I think I'm going to, I have a few people here now. Juan, Debola, M.A. Dre, thank you for being here, as well as T-Wap God. It's great to have you with us. I'm going to perhaps kind of unmute you, invite you as speakers as well, invite to speak. So if you want to speak, you can do so. Again, you can share this with your community, with your friends, because now we're going to talk about different tips and tricks for when you go to industry events. As we said earlier, that's one of the easiest way for you to get involved in the Web3 space as an industry event. So the first tip or trick I would say is, price is a big part of it. So are you worried about the price of the event? Well, you don't need to get a ticket, right? Your presence is what matters. You being there and being a part of the event, even if you're just in the surrounding area, that's all that matters. You're there, and you can get something out of it, even by being present there. Something funny. I'm in Canada, so all of those of you who are Canadian, yes, awesome. I'm currently residing in Canada, and we had ETH Toronto. That was in August, so about a month, almost 2 months ago. Wow, time flies. About 2 months ago, and I didn't get a ticket, right? I represent DeFiner, and I didn't get a ticket to go, right? I kind of signed up, and when I got there, they were like, yeah, the tickets were given away, so I was like, kind of, that was my first crypto event, and I was kind of stuck. But then I said to myself, like, I'm not going to end up like this. Like, I'm here. Like, what should I do? So I went there and got the most out of it. I didn't have to buy a ticket, but something interesting that happened was that when I was there are people outside of the event kind of attending. I started speaking with a few attendees that were there in the surrounding area, and one of the ladies there was like, she knew I didn't have a ticket, I didn't have like a tag or anything, and she was like, hey, do you want to get inside? Do you want to get in? Like, I have an extra ticket, like a guest ticket. I'm like, sure, thank you. So that way, it happens. It happens. Other people can get you in if you wanna get in. And you don't have to pay thousands of dollars, hundreds, thousands of dollars to get into a Web3 event. Other people can get you in. I'm not saying that it will happen every time, but it does happen. And you're there, and when you're there, what do? You talk to people because you want to get involved, right? So that was one of the tricks and tips the first one that I want to give you, that I want to share with you. Second, is it too far away? Right? Is the event too far away? Like, there are events happening all over the world, and sometimes you have to travel, and that also adds up to the cost of being there. But I would say to that, find events close to you. It doesn't matter where you live. Like, nowadays there's usually an event really close to where your geographical area. At least one major Web3 event every year. And it could be in your city. You can take a look at that, or country even, or somewhere close by. If you have a country or a province or a state or anywhere you are close by, you can see what events there are, and that way you don't have to spend much time traveling, time and resources, right, and money to travel to get there. So there are events happening all around the globe. But you also have to be selective, and your goal is to get involved, right? Once you're in the industry, once you're in Web3 and doing what you like to do, what you would like to do, then more doors open to you, and you can do more with your experience and your opportunities. You have more to do, and perhaps later on you can go halfway across the world to attend a conference, I don't know, in Singapore or in New York, right? So, but if it's too far away, don't worry about the events. If you're starting, don't worry about events that are far away. You can find local events. Start small and then grow bigger, right? That's the second tip and trick. So now we have a few more, just so you know. The next one is, once you're there, right? So you get to the event. Okay, I'm here. What do I do, right? Or even before then, before you get there, right? How do you make the event worth your time, right? Because time is a very valuable resource, and I know I've seen people that go to events and they just stand in a corner, they listen, but that's about it. Like, how are you going to get involved in Web3 if you just stand in a corner and you wait for people to approach you? That's not the right way to do it. You have to go out there and approach others. So I would say, like, the event starts not in the start date of the event, but way before for you, right? So planning and preparation ahead of time are key. So as I said earlier, you don't need to get tickets. And another big part of industry events is the side events. I don't know, you may have heard of those, but almost every major crypto event has a side event or a party or parties or side events in plural that you can attend. And usually they are for free, right? Like, for free. Like, you can just, that's where the planning ahead comes into play, right? Those side events and parties, that's where the real business happens, right? You just have to register ahead of time. That's all. Sometimes they give you a wait sometime later, then you won't find a slot, or it might be harder to get in, but they're usually free. And that is a way that you can get involved and meet people that are already in the industry that can help you reach your goals. So I would say, find out what projects will be attending these events and side events, and create a target list of people that you really want to talk to, right? Those events are the best. I've been to those, like, side events and parties. They give you an opportunity to personally network and interact with actual people working in these projects. That way, you you don't have to be like watching or listening to speakers, let's say, because that, the speakers, the messages, they're good. You can learn a lot, but you can watch those online in the future, right? They usually post them online or YouTube, Twitter, you name it. But the connections that you make in those events, I think that's the most valuable aspect of the event, and the most important thing that you'll take with you. So that's why side events are so important. So if you want to attend a certain Web3 event, right? I just off the top of my head, there's an event that will happen next month, like a big event in DevCon in Colombia and Bogota. But maybe for some of you, it might be kind of far away, and you might not be able to make it. But if you can, you can see what side events are happening. Like if you don't have tickets, if you're thinking about it now and it's kind of late to get tickets, if you can make it, just make it. Like do it and find out ahead of time what side events are there happening, so you can get involved and register and that sort of thing. So, and you can find that online or in crypto communities on TG, Discord. There are ways that you can find those events. So preparation, as I said, planning, that's key. Just don't wait until last minute to kind of decide, hey, I'll go there. Remember that it takes a bit of time, for planning. So usually, I would say, a month before, 3-4 weeks before the event happens, you start looking into it and see what you can find, right? So that's that aspect of, how do you make it worth your time? Another part of it is, what should you bring with you? So you can be focused on, the event itself, what side events, but once you're there, okay, here you are. What do I need? So I would say, of course, you are yourself, ourselves. That's like the most important part. If you're not there, then what's the point? But you have to come with an open and curious mindset and be prepared to go out. I think sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people. I think a lot of people are there because they want to talk to others, right? So if you talk to another person, it's not that awkward, because they're there because they want to talk to people. They want to talk to people. They want to talk to you. They want to learn about you, and you should know what your skills are that you can market, what you can do to help yourself. Get involved and get your foot in the door. So I would say some of the tools that you might need when you're there, have your LinkedIn, right, Telegram, and or Discord handy, so that you can exchange that contact information with the people you're networking with. Like a lot of people, when you're in an event, they ask for your LinkedIn, take a picture, scan your LinkedIn, QR code or Telegram, Discord or whatever, and then so you can keep in touch. But remember to give a good first impression, right? That's always good, and know what you're looking for. As I said earlier, find out what projects will be there, and once you have identified those projects, set a goal to meet with people from those projects, and then know what you want to get out of that conversation, what you need, what you want to get, what is important to you, and what value, most importantly, what value you can provide to them as a project in the Web3 space. People can sense your excitement, your motivation, your energy, right? So when you exude those things, it's way easier for you to find friends or connections that will help you along the process of getting involved in Web3. This is very important, because that way you can learn from them and they can learn from you, and it's a mutual partnership, right? So it can, as I said, it can get it's a bit I guess intimidating, but sometimes you just have to get out of your comfort zone. But if you're passionate about it, if you want to be there, Like there isn't, I don't see the problem, right? If you want to be there and are passionate about this, I mean, talking to people and especially talking to those that you're interested in is going to get a lot easier, right? Because you want to be there. Well, those are some of a few tips and tricks of participating in industry events. I just want to, say that quoting Henry Ford, who was a great businessman, American businessman, the Ford Motor Company founder, and he once said, "If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're correct." Right? As I said earlier, guys, you can do it, right? If you're here, that means that you can. You can get involved in Web3. You can have a career in Web3. You can be an influencer in Web3. You can do all these things. You're here. You just need to start by making the right connections, making the right choices, going to events or getting involved. And going to events is the easiest way to get involved and actually experience Web3 on a different level. Because I can come here and tell you, hey, you can go to a webinar, you can go to watch videos on a platform online. You can go to Discord and get involved in communities. You can come to this Twitter space, right? You can come to this Twitter space and other Twitter spaces and get quote unquote involved that way. But let's be real, right? Like doing those things online virtually, you don't get the human interaction, the human connection. People don't get to know you as an individual, as a person, your whole self, your skill set, your interests, your energy. I can't, you're here and I can't feel your energy kind of thing. It's hard because you're so far away. We're in this space, but we'd love to get to know you right in person. So it's a different thing. It's a different experience. So that's why getting into industry like Web3 events is the easiest, hassle-free way to get involved in Web3. So and get exposure, right? Find opportunities in this space. These are all things that you can do to get things up and running and to do more, right? So what is how can you do it, and how can DeFiner, how can we help you do that as well? How can we help you get involved in Web3 and use your skill set to grow in this space? Well, we have a social mining program, right? And part of this mining program, it's designed for you to get involved in DeFi and using the tools, the skill set that you have to promote DeFiner, take it to the moon as well, and while getting rewarded in Fin tokens along the way. And part of the social mining program and that we're launching we're launching a new structure pretty soon, is the ambassador program. You can become a DeFiner ambassador, and as an ambassador, you can have a chance to attend Web3 industry conferences, seminars, events while repping DeFiner, right? And this can be an opportunity for you to get exposure, learn more about the space, and plus you'll be meeting with project leaders, industry experts, and grow the DeFiner ecosystem. So at least that's the way I feel. It's something greater than myself, right? Is benefiting through DeFiner. We want to return the true financial power back to the people. Everyone having equal access to financial tools. So think of people in third world countries or that are struggling with remittances or getting loans. Let's say, like with crypto, the power of DeFi lending, they can unlock capital for their families to do more with their crypto assets and have a better quality of living. So this is a business of helping people have a better quality of living. So this is what you can do as a DeFiner, ambassador, social miner, right? So, to apply to be a DeFiner ambassador, you can apply by going to our website, www.definer.org, or even you'll be able to see the link in the description below, right? So, yeah, that is what we have. I just want to open it up now for discussion. As I said, if you have any, let's kind of talk about this. I want to know what you think about events. Do you have have you participated in events? Have you not done so? And if you haven't participated in events, like why? And we kind of talk about it. I have invited you to speak. You can go ahead and speak if you want. I'll take silence as a no, but I would really like to know what your thoughts are about that and events, or what are your concerns, right? About getting involved in Web3. Have any fears, any doubts, or what have you done that has worked for you? Good to share now. You can accept the invitation to speak, or raise your hand, and I can give you the access. Hey, I see someone that accepted Telog. I think you've been here before.
Yeah,
welcome, Telog.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. So obviously, I will say this, by the way, because I enter and I like Twitter Spaces a lot. Okay, I wish there were. I mean, there is actually like a lot of participation in online events. Okay, and I think that DeFiner is missing one thing, which is metaverse events.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. For example, like in Decentralized, we understand. In Decentralized, you have events where people meet and they go with their avatar,
Right. That's pretty cool. I get that. Yeah, that's actually a great feedback, great idea. Like a metaverse event where we can come in and have like interactions there with our avatars and supporting that space. So, have you been have you been to a metaverse event? And if so, like, what has your experience been? How does it work? How does it work for you?
I can say in general, like I go to events like when they give NFTs, right? So it's like I'm mining NFTs, or it depends because sometimes it's play to earn games. So for example, in the Central, there is Wonder Mine, right? Which is you go there and like you mine stuff, like you go with your pickaxe and you mine, I don't know, and they give you wearables and stuff. You understand? And so there is a market for that. Generally, like events, like I can't say necessarily like events. Like I can say, for example, like I don't know, a party event, right? Like when they have DJs and so on. Okay, although I played like I don't know poker like in the Decentraland, right? And so you have DJs and so on, and music in the back. Okay, do you understand? So events, not necessarily where you have like multiple people there, and there is someone that is necessarily speaking. Okay, if you get what I mean. But right, I think that's how it's going to be in some way. So there are going to be events in the metaverse. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. So you're saying like not necessarily.
There's a lot more participation.
Yeah.
Than in real life, because it's hard. In real life, you have to travel and tickets and stuff.
Right. No, that's good. You're saying that events are not just speakers, but it can be other types, like you mentioned music, right? And things like that can bring people together.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it can be, yes. Or in any location, any big location, it can be music, and then all often they give like NFTs, so people go and say whatever, like we just give you an NFT, and so you participate.
Right.
Even if the NFTs have zero value in theory, but you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna get an NFT.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that's a good idea, and we'll look into that definitely. Like participate, like having events in the metaverse, not just like Twitter Spaces, but and especially now, like I talked briefly on the hodler market earlier, but with the hodler market and the partnerships that we're building on the DeFiner side, we'll be able to kind of have airdrops through there as well, and other things from our partners too. So we'll look into that, and you'll see other events coming up with different partnerships and different events as well. So that not just this DeFiner space with us, but with other projects. So thank you Kellogg for the suggestion. Really appreciate it. And has any of you get involved in Web3 events at all, or anything you want to kind of share with us? Like how has that been, or if not, what has been your struggle, right? Your concerns about the attending an event. What attracts you to the event, kind of thing. Let's see. Great. So, yeah, awesome. Well, I'll take that as a silence as a no, but it was great to have all of you here. We want to talk more about things that you want to us to talk about. So please, if you have any suggestions about what we can discuss next in our next space, put them in the comment section right below, or just tell us, right? Let us know. I know, Kellogg, that you're there. Do you have any something you wanted to talk about?
I think, I honestly, I wanted to participate in the last stream because I think there was, it was talk about do you incentivize people to stay long term in a project, okay? And so I had a few suggestions, which I can talk about now at this point, right? So, but my main point is, and obviously, yes, I wanted Jason because I think he's more of the technical guy on this, okay? So if you want, I can say it right now, or...
Yeah, what if you have a topic or a theme that we can cover?
Yes, I think
let me know, and then we can
cover. In my opinion, I think we should probably get more participation in. I think if there's going to be more about the liquidity issue, I think that's a big one. If we can get a lot of participation, obviously, and it's not easy for sure.
Yeah, so you're saying, we talked a few weeks ago about liquidity issue, but you want us to bring that up again and talk about what we're doing?
Yes, but it's a lot about how many people, if DeFiner can get a lot of participation into that. Do you understand? If you can bring.
So, okay, a participation, with the proposal and things, getting more traction, the community kind of see what you have to say, kind of in at a greater level. Okay.
It's possible again, and it depends on people because it's not easy to get people together. For sure.
Yeah. So we are. That's why we're starting these spaces at this point in time, and we see more and more people joining, but for sure we want to have more soon. So the liquidity issue, from on my knowledge, Jason is not here, but I can say that we're taking steps to implement the proposal, as you see on our DApp, with the interest rates now and the way that things are being managed. Kind of implementing a few of those, the proposal that was passed, and also with the hodler market, I can tell you, I do, business development, and I'm working with different partnerships. Later you'll know which once we announce which partnership we're talking about, but we're speaking with different projects in Web3 to open up hodler markets. And there are a few down the pipeline that are coming. That's also going to help in a way, relieve that issue and give the funds back to the users, right? So, which is part of the proposal too. So we're working on that. This is something that takes time, Tella. But rest assured, we're here, we're not going anywhere, and we have that on top of mind. It's not that we're not paying attention to what the community is saying. We are, and we talk about this frequently in our meetings with the core team. So,
can I give two suggestions right now that we are on the stream at this point? So, I think DeFiner should have mods in Discord, which is not necessary. I know Jason is active, okay, but I think having a stable mod in the Discord that stays there more or less all day.
Okay.
And can regulate better, do you understand? Because obviously there is some chaos sometimes. So. And the second suggestion, I think if you think it's a good idea to have, especially now where people, and this was obviously I talked about before, in the last stream, which I missed, but I think having deposit and sell taxes, I think that's important to have people long term.
You said
deposit sell, but meramente withdraw taxes.
Oh, taxes, you mean?
Yeah, when you deposit in the pool and to withdraw in the pool. Having
okay.
0.1, 0.2% deposit and withdrawal, do you understand?
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
There's actually, well, you call it a tax, but we call it a fee. That is for withdrawals. When you withdraw, there's actually, I think, a 10% fee of the interest accrued that goes to DeFiner operations. So that's why on withdrawals.
Yeah, the interest is a factor, I think.
The factor, yeah. So yeah, no, thank you. That's something that we're implementing, or we have implemented with those fees, withdrawal fees, on DeFiner. So yeah, well, thank you, Telog. I really appreciate your suggestions and the theme about liquidity issues. As we said last time, you can also bring it up in our community, like Telegram, Discord. I'm sure you're pretty active there, but yeah, feel free to keep active and kind of encouraging our community, right, to look at these issues and finding solutions and the things that we can act upon. So yeah, thank you, Telog, for your suggestions.
Thank you, Jeral.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, great to have you. If you can, share this with your circle, with people that we want to have. We're growing this space, so we want to have as many people as possible. We really appreciate it, right? If you can share this for next time that we have our Twitter space. So thank you. Well,
I try to get it to my social circle, but I'll tell you, it's not that large.
Okay. No, not a problem then. Just do your best, and that's okay. Having you is great. So, thank you. Well, just to wrap things up here, I just want to thank you so much for tuning into our DeFiner space today. It was great to listen to your input and to be with all of you. As I said earlier, the session is being recorded and will be available for you on Twitter and later on our YouTube channel. So go on our YouTube and subscribe to our channel. For those of you out there who are joining us later, you can feel free to contact us to find ways to collaborate and add value to our communities. And we'll be posting some resources for you in the description below about our discussion today, so you can stay in the know. And if you want the latest updates from DeFiner, or just keep in touch with us, follow us on social media. Join our Telegram community, Discord, Twitter. Look at our link tree, and you can find those links on our social media channels on our Twitter profile, the description below, So yeah, we'll see you there. So thank you so much again for being here. And no, stay tuned. Stay tuned for more updates. And until next time, Jeral out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.